What's up, guys? Arkham Knight 84 here, and got a little peace and quiet around here to finally go ahead and do this interview I've been needing to do for quite some time, and I apologize to everybody out there for waiting. But anyway, let's just get into it so you don't have to wait anymore. Today we're talking about the Crystal... Sorry, I'm trying to get light glare out of there. The Crystal Lake Memories documentary. Blu-ray and DVD combo pack, and if you pre-order or buy this documentary from the website at www.crystalllakememories.net, I'll leave the link in the description box. You can get this. I think you can still get this, but you have to order from the website, and there's another website I can't remember, but you're better off safe just from getting that from the actual website. And on the first disc, on the Blu-ray, which is the red one right here, this one covers from part 1 through part 6, and after part 6 they talk about the TV series. And on the second disc, it's pretty evident it's from part 7 all the way to the reboot, and after the reboot they just kind of do like a recap, not really recap, final thoughts, I guess. And of course you got the DVDs. I didn't really check out the DVDs. I'm sure it's all the same, but what could I say about this documentary besides buy it? I don't know how else to say it. I mean, seriously, if you're a big Friday the 13th fan, or if you just like Friday the 13th fan, and if you like Friday the 13th, and you like documentaries, and you like to know what went on in each movie, what was the set like, what was, blah, 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 blah. This covers it. Everything. They don't pull any punches. They even talk about the aftermaths of each movie, good or bad. Especially with, like part 5. They pretty much lay it out there. Even the reboot, they talk about the backlash of people giving bad reviews, and they talk about it. So, I mean, they don't leave anything unturned, from Halloween costumes to, what happened in the pop culture. I mean, everything. And plus, they have some new people on this documentary. I'll get to the actual interviews in just a second, but they got some new people to finally get on this. Sadly, they didn't get Steve Miner. I wish he would have been on here, but they just couldn't get him on there. They have Frank Mancuso Jr., which was really cool. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sure somebody might correct me in the comments, he actually got his producer gig on part 3. I mean, he worked on part 2, but I think he actually got the producer job on part 3, if I'm not mistaken. And let's see, and the people, and of course they got Corey Feldman. He's the narrator on this documentary. Pretty cool. And on part 5 they got Ron Sloan, which played Junior. You tell him, Ma! And I can't remember her name, but she played Junior's mother. Would you just shut the fuck up? And she's on there. Really cool people, really funny, really cool to see them on interviews and everything. They got Melanie Kinnaman from part 5, which I'll say she has aged quite well. And part 6, they got Jennifer Cook. I hope I'm saying her name right. Yeah, it's Jennifer Cook. If I'm not, correct me. She played Megan in part 6, and they got Tom Matthews that played Tommy Jarvis in part 6. So we have all 3 Tommy Jarvises. We got Corey Feldman, we got John Shepard, and we got Tom Matthews. So I am happy. And they got the, I think his character name was Ben from part 7. They got his head crushed by Kane Hodder by the van. He's in this, and he's quite funny, and really cool. I can't remember anybody else past that point. I think everybody's pretty much the same. Like I said, can't remember right offhand. And on part 6, well, actually, I'll get into that in just a second. Now, I'm glad I waited to review this a little bit later because I wanted to make sure it still had rewatchability, because I was so hyped for this thing. I watched it and I got done with it. I was starting to worry, would I still like it if I put it back in, the next day or a couple of days later. And guys, I've seen this at least 3 to 4 times. I don't get tired of watching this. So it holds that value up to me, at least, because I just love documentaries and that kind of stuff. And I was a little worried when I watched this movie for the first time, because I realized the interviews they had was the exact same interviews from His Name Was Jason. It scared me off a little bit, and I was like, oh God, please don't tell me it's the exact same thing. And sadly it was, because I was just under the impression it was just going to be new interviews, but apparently, except for people they brought in new, like Melanie Kinnaman, for example. But I started to realize they're not using the exact same interviews. Like, in other words, they're telling you new stuff. Like, they just left out a ton of stuff when they did His Name Was Jason. So don't worry, it is old interviews, but it's new material. So don't let that worry you when you watch it. I promise you, it's different. And like I said, they leave nothing unturned in this. And some people, I haven't got the box set, the Blu-ray box set of Friday the 13th. I want to get it. Hopefully I'll get it around Christmas time. But guys, I've heard some complaints out there that, oh God, they're just double dipping, and they're not having new features on this. Guys, just run out and get this. Seriously, this is all you need. I mean, I would still like to watch new interviews or features, whatever, but this is the one you need to have. Seriously. I mean, they have pretty much everybody that wanted to participate. Sadly, they couldn't get Kevin Bacon, blah, blah, blah. So, just keep that in mind. I mean, this documentary, it's there, man. It's not going anywhere. Excuse me. I also liked two things. One, you remember in the Nightmare on Elm Street documentary, they had the little claymation scenes in between sequels to talk about, and they just did little. I keep moving my fucking hands. Like Freddy would slash a wall and spell out the next sequence, whatever. Sadly, they didn't have the exact claymation thing for this. I think that would have been cool, but then again, that would have been ripping it off. Even though it's made by the same people, they can't repeat themselves. So what they did was they just had a little campfire scene with everybody that made the documentary, and it has Corey Feldman as the narrator, but he's playing Paul from part 2. He's telling the classic, I want to give it to you straight about Jason around a campfire, and he does it really intense, and then it goes on to the interview, and then that's just cool. I thought it was awesome. What else? And like the movies, like let's just say the early ones, like part 4. The hockey mask would be right there. Then the final chapter font will come in and just big explosions. Well, each of those movies that had that ridiculous opening font, whatever, they reenact those for each sequence, and I just thought that was a nice little touch. So that's just me. But I really don't know what else I could say about this besides go get it. It is totally worth your money and worth your time. I didn't watch the commentary. Just haven't got around to it. I just don't have a whole lot of free time lately. And plus, it'd be kind of weird to see it for a documentary instead of a film. But then again, there might be more informative stuff on there. So I can't really comment on that. And trying to think if I'm leaving anything out. And that's pretty much it. Now, get back with part 6 real quick. Tom McLaughlin, they do use the same interviews from His Name Was Jason, but they also created some new interviews with him and his wife talking about part 6. So that's pretty cool if that's interest to you. But anyway, guys, I'm going to just say thumbs up, go get it. And when I come back, I'm going to be doing my top 12 Friday the 13th movies. But anyway, guys, hope this helped you with your purchase. Take it easy.